WWE Crown Jewels tomorrow, and here are my predictions for you. Hey, what's going on, guys? Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So tomorrow I will be going live immediately after Crown Jewel to have a post show for you guys. So make sure you come through, man. We're just going to be a couple people kicking back, chilling, talking about the show, going over matches, and just giving our opinions. So be sure to tune in for that. I got a few predictions for the show tomorrow, and this is a card that is longer than we are used to getting under the Triple H era since he's taken over the main roster. Usually we get about 5 matches, but for this show, we are getting 7. So we are going to start with the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. We have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending their championship against Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, and we have Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. I'm gonna go with Bianca and Jay to retain. And I'm a little bit hesitant to say that because at some point we are gonna need these two to lose the championship to head to the inevitable singles match that will be a big money match between the two. I believe that will be the best match of Jade Cargill's career, whether it was in AEW or WWE. She's never worked with an individual as talented and as great as Bianca Belair. So we are inevitably going to get to that match, but I don't think we're going to get a title change in this show. I'm going to go with them to retain, but I'm not 100% confident, but I'm going to go with them to retain. Next, we are going to get into Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. This is a match that I'm extremely intrigued about. You know, Bronson Reed, the way that Triple H took a guy who, if we're being 100% honest with each other, was very cold. You know, they weren't doing anything with him and really made him such a compelling character. And one night by him just giving Seth Rollins a case of the beats and giving him, multiple different tsunami slashes, one after the other. He really has done a good job with Bronson Reed since that moment. And I'm going to go with Bronson Reed to win this match. I believe that we're going to get a series of matches. And even if Bronson Reed doesn't win, which I don't think is likely, I think that the fact that he is in the ring against a guy like Seth Rollins, who is such well-respected from his peers, and is a guy who we all know is one of the elite performers in the industry at the moment, I believe that's a W in itself. But I'm going to go with Bronson Reed, because I think we're going to get a series of matches. I believe that Bronson's going to win this one. Seth is going to get his get back somehow. And then we're eventually going to get a tiebreaker between the three. But I'm going to go with Bronson Reed. Next, we're going to go with Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. I am going to go with KO to take the W. And the reason why I'm going to go with KO to take the W is because I believe that further down the line, we are going to be built back to a Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens match again. So I'm thinking that if we're going to get to that match again, you're going to want KO to look as strong as humanly possible going into this match, because we all know that once that match happens again, Cody's going to win. But I'm going to go with KO for the W on this one, simply off of that fact. They need to build him up to become a much more credible threat against Cody Rhodes than he is at the moment, because we all know that once that match happens, like I just said, Cody is going to win. But if we build him up a little bit stronger than he already is, there might be a little bit of hint of doubt. So I'm going to go with KO. Next, we are going to go into the triple threat for the United States Championship. We got LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. And I'm going to go with LA Knight to retain. And the reason why I'm going to go with LA Knight to retain is, if you've been watching SmackDown for the past several weeks, pretty much the last several months, you've been seeing this best of 7 series that we've had between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. They have been lighting it up on a weekly basis. And I think that these two are going to cancel themselves out, leading to LA Knight to be able to pick up the sneaky victory. Because LA Knight, I'm not comparing him. I know a lot of people like to compare him or call him a ripoff of this guy. But he has this, ability about him where he's kind of like Austin in the sense that he was a face but would do sneaky heelish things every once in a while. And I believe that's how LA Knight is going to pick up the W. And I'm going to predict that he's going to retain. Next, we are going to go with Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. I am going to go with Liv Morgan to retain. Not to retain, to win this match and take the Crown Jewel Championship. And the reason why I'm going to go with Liv Morgan is I believe there's going to be a lot of cheeky shenanigans. We are going to have always any type of match that Nia Jax is going to be involved in that involves a championship or even non-championship opportunities. You're always going to have that threat of Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank and taking that championship off of Nia. And I believe somehow, some way, we're going to get a little bit of a distraction from Tiffany Stratton or Dirty Dom with the chance or the thought in the air that Tiffany Stratton can cash in on Nia. It's going to distract her in some way, and we're going to have Liv Morgan win this match. You know, just from a physical standpoint, I think the obvious winner would be Nia Jax, but I believe we're going to get a lot of cheeky shenanigans that are going to cancel that out. Next, we are going to go with Cody Rhodes. No, let me say that. We're not going with that match. We're going to go with the OG Bloodline versus this new Bloodline. If you saw this episode of this week of Friday Night SmackDown, we saw them finally come together. The OG Bloodline is reunited. They haven't settled their issues 100%, but they are now teaming up on the same side to go against Solo and his Bloodline. From a story standpoint, man, I think it would make a lot more sense if we had the new Bloodline win. Because these guys, you want them to be built up strong. You know, the other side has Jey Uso, who is arguably the most over guy in the company at the moment. You have Roman Reigns, who has been the face of the company for over a decade at this point. And you got Jimmy Uso. So you would think that that would be the winner of this match, right? I kind of want to lean the new Bloodline, man. I think that's the reason why Jimmy Uso is in this match, to take the fall. I'm going to chicken out, and I'm going to say the OG Bloodline is going to win, but I'm not 100% certain, man. I think if we're just wanting to eventually get to the point where we have this War Games match, you know, in Survivor Series, you want the new Bloodline to look as strong as possible for that. But I'm going to chicken out. I'm going to go with the OG Bloodline and say they're going to win. Next, we're going to get into the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the Male Crown Jewel Championship. If you've seen any of my stuff on the channel previously, you have heard me say that this is a WrestleMania main event caliber match. Whereas there's a lot of thought in the air at the moment, as well as will Goldberg be involved? You hear different reports from different dirt sheet writers. Will he, won't he? He is going to be there. He's not going to be there. So we don't truly know until it's showtime. But I am going to go with Cody Rhodes for the win. Simply because Cody Rhodes is the guy right now. I don't think that they have any plans of beating Cody Rhodes anytime soon. And I do believe that we are going to eventually get a Goldberg and Gunther match. So if Gunther loses this match off a distraction or cheeky shenanigans or a roll-up or anything like that, he could just destroy Goldberg, and I feel like it does nothing negative to his character or to his image. So I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to take the W. And that is the card for Crown Jewel 2024. Let me know your thoughts below. What are your predictions for the show? Are you excited for the show? And like I said to begin the video, we are going live immediately after Crown Jewel for a post show. Come through, kick it, bring your snacks, bring a soda, bring a beer. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell whoever you got, tell your freaking dog, man. We will be going live immediately after the show. So come through and kick it, man. Like I said, man, like and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.